Hello, I'm Jessica, certified Zentangle teacher. We're going to start with gratitude. Breathe in the things we're grateful for. On the exhale, bring the shoulders down away from the ears and let go of all the stuff you don't need. Whew. So now what we're going to do is I'm just tracing with or sketching out with a pencil the shape of a witch's hat or a hat of some kind. And once I have this the way I like it, I'm going to pick up the pen. I'm going to be light with the pen, the pressure, and how I actually squeeze the pen in my hand, that I'm not squeezing it too hard. And I'm going to begin with the Tangle Ravel, which starts with 2 orbs. In the Zentangle method, we call circles orbs. And the reason for this is circle implies perfection, and we are perfectly imperfect. So now I'm taking off and landing from one orb to the next with an elongated letter S shape. So this is the letter S if it was really stretched out. And I'm going to do it to one side and the next. And aura is essentially copying or repeating whatever you did to begin with. So every time I draw one of these elongated S shapes, I'm auraing it or creating another S shape on either side of the original one. Now you can start to misshape them, make them wider. There is no rules. There is no rhyme or reason. There is no mistakes in the Zentangle method. So you can do whatever makes you happy in regards to this tangle. So I draw them different every time, and we're actually going to fill this hat just with this tangle. So once I have this first one done, which I really enjoyed adding quite a bit to this one, and even some little sections on the top. Now I'm going to draw another orb, and I'm going to connect this one to that bottom orb of the other one. And you could also connect it to the top. Again, there's no rules. And I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to connect it to the outside of that orb. And I'm just going to do the same thing. But now, every time I come to that other ravel tangle, I'm going to stop so it looks as though it's behind the other one. And then I'm just going to keep going. We rarely cross lines in the Zentangle method, and this is one of those tangles where we don't cross lines. And so you're just going to repetitively do this. Now, the reason I began doing anything with Zentangle was due to the grief of the loss of my mom at 60 years old, followed by my dad at 63. And people were telling me to meditate, do all these things, and I just could not find how to meditate with ADHD and all the things that were going on in my mind. Now, I just showed the grabby pens, which they'll be linked in the description with a promo code. The fine liner pens from Grabby are the ones I love to use, and they're here. So with the grief of my parents, I couldn't find anything to help me meditate or relax until my aunt came to show me the Zentangle method. And she came to show my daughter, actually, and my daughter wasn't interested. But when I watched how this 2D drawing became alive just from repetitively doing the same thing, what I found was I wasn't thinking of anything else. All the worries of the world, all these things that were on my mind just fell away. And that continued. What it also helped me do was realize that, my ego was just getting so involved with everything. And there were so many things in my life that I had no control over. And once I just surrendered and let those things go, not only did my tangles look better, but I felt better. I started feeling like I was getting back to the real me, or the best version of me, which is actually my goal in everything that I teach or show on social media, from tangling to crocheting to journaling. All of that for me is about self-care and things that help me and others to be the best version of themselves. And then we can also help others in turn. So now there's also an amazing creative aspect. So I have many people that follow me and watch me specifically for creativity and, to give them ideas on what to do next. And that's fine too. I am here to teach, and I hope that you enjoy these. So we're repetitively doing this. Now, this first one I did in kind of in the shape of a circle or an orb. Now, for the rest of the hat, since we have pencil outline, sometimes I'll have orbs there and sometimes it'll kind of just go off the edge of the hat. And you'll see this because I'm actually going to tangle this whole hat. I'm not going to cut any of this video. Some will be a little sped up, some will be real time, but I want you to see how this whole hat came to be. But you've got to stick around to the end because the shading is what really makes this just look fantastic. And all I used was a pencil, my finger to help blend, and what's called a tortillon or a blending stump. And if you don't have one of those, you can also use a Q-tip or just your finger. There's so many other things that you can do. When I first started tangling and couldn't get tortillons, I would take paper towel and put it on the end of a pencil eraser, and I would use that, or the end of a pen cap. So be creative on what you use. I have many Tangle suggestion supplies in my Amazon affiliate list. That link is in the description as well. Just go to my Amazon affiliate and go to the Tangle supplies I use. I also have a section for watercolor. Anything that I use, I have sections for, and you can check those out. If it's not on my list, it means I don't like it or didn't like it, or some of the tortillons that are also called blending stumps, some of them actually rip the paper. So the music in the background is the plant wave. I'm going to let you watch this and kind of just enjoy your relaxation and repetitiveness of this tangle. The plant wave is also linked. And what I love to do is I record my plants and the songs that they're singing. This one is all from the heart chakra, and then I like to use it on these lives and these videos. So we're actually listening to a plant. So enjoy this, and I'll check in a bit. Make sure you're breathing. Light with the pen, light with the pressure. Don't bite your lip, the inside of the cheek. Don't clench the jaw. We are perfectly imperfect and there's no mistakes. So just enjoy. It's really starting to fill up. Breathe. Are you breathing? Now you don't have to do this in a hat. You can do it in any shape. You could just do a whole page of it. You could do a tiny page of it. Just enjoy. I'm so excited to show you the shading. A few more. So here's my regular pencil, and all I'm going to do is, I have it sharpened really good, and I'm using the side of the pencil, and I'm going around the outside of the witch's hat. I took my tortillon and I used a nail file to clean it. I think it had some charcoal on it, and that's a great way. Now this is just a brief little bit of shading that I did. You can see how the hat is starting to round itself just from putting this pencil on. And I wanted the hat to look like a brim, so once I did the outside of the whole hat, I created my own brim just with the pencil. We didn't need to draw anything or ink anything. In fact, I really didn't weight this hat, meaning I didn't put a lot of ink all over it to make it have more areas where it's really ink saturated. I think it turned out fabulous. Now you can see it rounded in the light, but remember, graphite is shiny. This would be a great time to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. And then here it is when we've got that bright light off of it. Look at how rounded that is. Now remember, I'm all about the journey to the end of the tangle. The tangle's a bonus at the end. It's really about you and taking care of you. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, and it's okay to go outside the lines. See you next time.